So I'm getting a little bit concerned for Eboys here with their own draft. I'm wondering what they go for in that mid lane to kind of switch things around, or whether even if they go for the Viper mid lane and choose something else for the off lane that can kind of provide that team fight that I was talking about. Because right now it does feel very lackluster.
Definitely is. You're really just relying on your clock and snap still set up. It looks like the side of Felt are expecting the Viper to go offlane though, as they are just banning out further mids. Eboys taking care of that Storm Spirit, whereas Felt take care of the Void Spirit, so it's just targeting those highly mobile Spirit Brothers. If the Ember slides through, I think that's going to be a lot nicer for Felt to play with because of their Grimstroke combo. So that might be something Eboys wants to ban out first, but they do have first pick going into the last phase, so they can kind of sneak in that Ember first if it is left in the pool, and Felt will have to look elsewhere. Ember for Eboys in this case, it still doesn't fix that big team fight issue, but it does give you at least the chains out to play with for additional control, so you have more options in locking someone down. You can follow up with a clockwork quite nicely with the mobility of that Ember, so you can kind of play around those factors now for Eboys if you wanted to. They could still flex that Viper, but Viper mid just feels like it feels a bit risky for Eboys because they don't have last pick. Like, they can't just flex it out and expect great lanes, because Felt will be able to respond with their last overall pick, so they can read the draft a lot better and kind of shift around if they need to.
I do like the last ban out as well from Eboys, just getting rid of that Quap, and I think that's fair enough. I mean, we saw last game around the Yellow Flash very, very impactful in that Queen of Pain. I believe his kill score at the end was 17, 1, and 10. Pretty impressive for a stand-in, I've got to say. We'll see what Felt can pick up for him to really set a tempo himself in this game for his own team. But now, one more ban to go before we do get to continue. We saw the Void Spirit being banned out by Felt. And just one more. It'll be the Tiny being removed now. Boys, I'm still kind of wondering what they could fit in here. You could go back to the Invoker round if you really want, but it doesn't feel amazing.
No, I don't think there's enough setup. Like, if you do go Invoker, if you're looking for the Ags, you still don't have something to maximize that Cataclysm. So ideally, you'd want something a bit more active in mid with control. Maybe something like a Lina gives you the burst damage to deal with the PA early on, but it's Lina into Nyx. Then again, every single mid just doesn't enjoy going against the Nyx Assassin, so you're always going to have to deal with that anyway. I think the Lina should be able to give them a lot more to play with early on. LSA gives them some more additional control. It's still not that wide AoE you'd want, but it is decent enough in the terms of at least finding pickoffs early on. And the Lina is very hard to zone out for most mids, so it's a stable way of at least having some strong lanes coming through for Eboys if they want. They don't have too much time to think about this, though. Only a few seconds left on reserve here.
Yeah, 5 seconds left. It's going to be... Okay, they go for the DK pickup. That's an interesting one. That was not what I was quite expecting to fly out, but I suppose it's okay. You might be able to just kind of push down towers and take over the map that way. That's another way to do it for Eboys, I suppose. Personally, though, yeah. I don't think that kind of answers the questions we were kind of asking ourselves about that team fight. You do have an extra stun there with the DK, which is kind of nice, but it doesn't feel amazing. It doesn't really feel like it kind of fills that gap we were talking about.
Yeah, not quite. Like, Blink plus Dragon Tail, it's nice. You don't have the usual combos with DK, which is mainly Mirana, bring out the anime draft. Not quite there. Still potent. You've got some good timers to play with. Felt. Okay, Felt take the Brood Butter.
All right.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yellow Flash is playing it on mid as well. So Brood versus DK is a very nice lane for the Brood nowadays. It feels a lot better. You play with your Bola, the DK gets slowed down. Can't last hit because of the miss chance. You get to overtake. If you start to lose some HP on the Brood, just pop your Insatiable Hunger and build off. You're not feeding off early Spiderlings to the DK here as well. So at least pre-6, it kind of feels nicer for Brood. Easier rune control because of your webs giving you that move speed and free patting. So Yellow Flash should be able to take control on mid quite nicely. We'll have to see what Red can pull out on his DK if he can try to zone out the Brood. It's still a melee versus DK, So the Breed Fire is always going to be impactful in terms of taking away some right-click damage, making last hitting a bit harder. But I think Felt have a lot smoother of a draft. Like, I did favor the Broodmother draft in game 1. It didn't pan out for Eboys. This time around for Felt, they've got a solid win condition in the PA. Right? It's not all in on a Brood. If the Brood tapers off, the PA can still step up to the plate, take over the late game, and you can still go from there.
Right. And I think that is the main difference, right? Is you have another position 1 that can kind of just carry you through to the late game where, well, the Brood, she can make a lot of space and she can be really annoying to the side of E-Boys, but she's not heavily reliant on the late game to try and carry them through. And we'll see how it does all pan out. This will be game number 2, of course. Felt, throughout the whole season, John, they haven't picked up a series win yet. If they can win up this game, that'll be their first victory in terms of series overall for Season 2. So it'll be a nice, not necessarily a way of closing out because they're not done yet, but it'll kind of allow them to still be in the running to not be relegated out of the lower division, which I think is always important, always kind of wanted by any team that's found themselves in the position Felt did. And we'll go into a game number 2. Yes, John?
Yeah, I hit enter to look at the chat, and Koya Niskatsu is I don't know what's up. You look at that chat. He's just talking to himself in all chat. He's still going. Like, all right, so here's some insight, right? Koya Niskatsu, it's a hoppy word, if I recall right. That means life out of order, right? It's a film, and it's a word.
Sure.
And this is definitely life out of order for Koya Niskatsu right now. He's just all over the place. I don't know what's up. I mean, he's letting loose, and he is playing better, but my word, he's just... he's not talking to anyone. It's just him. Everyone has muted him. Justice said he already muted Koya Niskatsu today, so there it is.
Well, Justice, speaking of, he's going to run right into the side of E-Boys. He'll be alright, though. They won't be able to punish.
In strength is victory.
I'm not 100% sure what's up with Koya Niskatsu either. There you go. Squirt, squirt, apparently. I'm not sure if that's... I'm not sure what he's talking about, John. I'm a young man that's got a very innocent mind. I have no idea what this guy could be possibly talking about, Koya Niskatsu.
I have no clue. They're gonna be fighting over these bounties at least, so maybe some excitement here.
The battle begins.
Not quite, E-Boys. They're gonna find the bottom 2. In fact, is that gonna be a... Where's the other one? There it is. 3 for 1.
There you
In strength
go. Yeah,
is
really good
victory.
start for E-Boys. We saw Felt kind of do this in game 1. where
Oh,
he got
Justice.
these bounty runes.
It's very hard to concentrate on the game when Koya Niskatsu's always typing. Justice almost dies to the Nyx Assassin. Does manage to get away with his life intact and is going to run all the way back to the fountain. Like the Zor, he should be just fine by himself for a little bit while his Nyx Assassin is gone. In fact, I say that, but Speed and Albino Zebra, they're going to be very aggressive early on. Just trying to force him out of the lane as soon as possible, but it is still a Centaur. Maybe just trying to slow down his level 2 timing. Or that Retaliate is up. Here comes Justice.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long Koya Niskatsu's going to go on with this typing. But we may as well have a look at his lane. He's there along with Tay. Double A around on the Clockwork, of course, with Giant on the Viper.
Yeah, this
We
is
have a pause.
pretty potent.
At my hands.
Very
is
good,
an
because we get to talk about this. They've got pretty potent lanes with the...
Oh,
Stop it,
goodness me.
Koya Niskatsu.
Stop saying that
I
damn
can't
word.
take it. He keeps saying... He was going on about Betty Crocker and Versace boxers. What does that even mean?
I think it's a rap song, John. I'm not 100%
Is it
sure.
really?
I don't know, John. I've personally got taste in music, but Koya Niskatsu, he's obviously been listening to some rap music, I think.
Rap music. Well, it feels like the mad ramblings of a guy who's just lost it for some reason. Koya Niskatsu. It's just... I don't know. Like, okay, back to the lanes. Viper Clockwork. Very nice once you hit level 2, level 3. You get the power cogs off. You play around with Nether Toxin. You stack up the poison attack. You're probably not going to aim for the PA in that case, because once Phantom Strike is up, you can kind of just jump out unless you catch the entire creep wave. So you will want to pressure Koya Niskatsu instead. You are seeing Double A just kind of running down the Grimstroke. Of course, He is mid-cast of the Stroke of Fate, so that should land and make it a bit harder for Double A to chase, but he's got the Windlay, so he's got better move speed, and he will start twacking away, getting that spacing out for the Viper to get the initial levels. And this is going to be really nice for Giant as the EXP builds up. Tay might want to opt to play a bit defensively once you see that level 3 in the Viper. Just play with a Stifling Dagger, stand far, get your own last hits. You're not really going to be able to stop the Viper from getting what he wants in this lane.
He's certainly not. As long as Tay is farming, he'll be happy. And we'll have a look at the last lane, of course, the mid lane, where you see Red up against Yellow Flash once again. Going to be quite a boring lane, I think, this mid lane. Not really much in the way that either one can do to each other. Just got to kind of trade farm and wait for that level 6 timing. And hell, even then, you probably still won't be able to kill each other. It'll just be about kind of pushing in those mid-tier 1 towers. I suppose Yellow Flash will have a bit more kill potential with the Spiderlings, but until then, just even trading.
Yeah, you can kind of play around with the Silken Bola up now on Yellow Flash. Red can try to zone you out with the Dragon Tail, but you have to worry about the rune control. Once Yellow Flash starts to get those webs down near the water runes, you're not going to be able to contest for both. And Yellow Flash, every single time, just pops Insatiable Hunger and Lifesteals up, so you can't really zone out the Brood, and in that sense, it feels a lot nicer for Yellow Flash. Red is still going to be able to play with his bottle, but it doesn't really matter too much for Brood. Yellow Flash is opting for the Soul Ring instead, so no bottle plays for him. But again, Brood's just not really the best bottle carrier. You'd rather have that Soul Ring to be all over the map. And you're seeing up top, Teo is already taking some damage. Does manage to get a Phantom Strike off, but you're at that level 3 spike for Giant, so the DPS of the Viper is just through the roof, and again, you don't really want to deal with that as a melee core in that PA.
No, you certainly don't. Giant doing a great job with that Viper so far. Tay is still able to secure CS, it's just not as much as he would like, I'm sure. Bottom lane, speed. Going to Zor, spin out. He did get the hoof stomp, but will be able to secure the kill on Tower Albino Zebra. Well, he does die in the end. At least you do get that first blood gold on your Centaur. I think Zor should be pretty okay with that.
Yeah, you're still happy. It is a support for a core, so speed isn't going to feel too bad about that, but they are getting space out around the map. It's the damage output once you lock in that Grimstroke's just too much from Double A and Giant.
Yeah. I mean, the Inksword just does not do enough to save him from that, and as long as the Viper can just kind of keep hitting away, you're more than happy. Okay, now, going to try and harass out Double A little bit, but there's not really much that he can do to secure the kill. Those Giants around, you just can't commit to chasing down the Clockwork. And we'll just have to keep the very kind of slow farm up. Sooner rather than later, Yellow Flash will be able to buy him out quite a bit of space in this Broodmother anyway. So I don't think you're going to be too concerned. You've just got to kind of survive this landing stage if you are the PA. Just wait for Yellow Flash to start applying that pressure in the mid lane and maybe forcing Giant to come in and defend. See how it does pan out, as they are just about getting to that level 6 mark now. Because you've also got to be concerned about Red and his own level 6 timing, but top lane, Double A, he does end up dying. The only problem is, though, it's going to cost them the life of Tay for that. So Giant still gets a really nice kill for his trouble. And I'd say even for Eboys, they got the Clockwork kill first, but you still have to be happy about it. You got the PA kill, felt maybe a little bit gritty to jump in like that.
Yeah, it's not like the trade we saw down bot, where you got the first blood gold for Zor. You're not really getting that huge burst for the PA there in terms of trading yourself for his support. So Eboys just working your lanes out really nicely. I think it's really only the mid lane where it feels like it's kind of lagging behind. Red is ahead in CS, but Yellow Flash is certainly hitting his level spikes a lot quicker. The Spiderlings are up. This is when the push can really come through. Of course, you have to worry about the Breed Fire from Red, and the Dragon form here with a Corrosive Breath can really do some good damage onto that Brood. But this is the point where you expect Yellow Flash to buy that space out, as you mentioned, and just look for that laning pressure to force a response out to free up some space on the map.
Bottom speed, taking a fair bit of damage, does get the healing ward out and should be just fine. You've gotten to that point now where Zor can really start applying a lot of pressure on this Centaur without having to worry about dying too much. Even the spin probably wouldn't be enough damage to get through the HP pool of the Cent. Meanwhile, Justice, he's completely left the lane now. He's going to start roaming around on the Nyx Assassin and seeing what he can start setting up for his team. So if you have the Nyx move in and somehow get a stun off onto red, he may die to all these Spartlings and Yellow Flash. Meanwhile, top lane, Kionoskatsi, looks like he has been caught out again. Double A gonna cogs him in, and well, Kionoskatsi, he knows he's gone. Eventually will die to Giant on the Viper. I've got to say, John, he has been rather quiet ever since this lane has started. Another TP in, Double A gonna try and make his way out of this, but he's gonna die immediately. As Justice comes in for a nice impale, and that'll give them a kind of a return kill, but you've still got this problem in this Viper that isn't going to disappear anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, Giant is at that level 6 mark. He's got the Viper Strike if you overcommit. So for Felt, it's really just about finding some stable farm on Tay. He's got the Power Treads up. He needs a lot of time for the Battle Fury to come through. You'd want to see some stacks built up here from Felt, if at all possible, to get yourself that start in PA. But Tay's already kind of giving up in the lane, just playing in the large camp, getting what farm he can. He's got his coup de grace up, so he's got some damage output to play with. Flash has been taking control of mid nicely, but Red has been able to overtake in terms of CS. Some of that must be on the Spiderlings, but you're really not able to do much yet on mid. Yellow Flash is still applying some forward pressure on the lane, not enough to really pressure the tower fully to force a response. And as long as you're not getting TP responses out, it doesn't feel like the Brood does as much for you from mid. Although once you run down Red,
Jeez,
nice.
That's a lot of damage, John. Spiderling's out. They're just going to keep chasing him down. Flash, does he have enough? He needs one hit. Spiderweb out. Cookie is there. Red still trying to run. The Spiderlings might just make it, and they do. Albino Zebra, he tried so hard to help him out, but it is a Broodmother after all. She will eventually catch you. That is a very nice kill into the DK. But while that was happening, topside, Giant does end up getting the top tier 1 tower. There's still very good news for E-Boys. The only problem is now is they're losing a lot of HP on this mid tier 1 tower.
Yeah, you're going to be happy enough for Fault if they manage to find that mid in exchange. Issue with losing your top is that it opens up E-Boys to plant some forward wards. They've got wards in that top jungle. They can keep track of where Tay's farming. And Double A is still getting some really good EXP in that top lane as well. Level 5 up, halfway towards that level 6 mark. Once the hook shot's up, you just never feel safe farming up by yourself there on the PA. There's just so much damage that can fly through.
Oh, Red? He's been caught out again. Justice around to help out this time. Flash will get another kill. Now he's the one tipping Red.
Oh yeah, it's so difficult for a DK to play against a Spiderling spam just because of Silken Bola. Like, you get that Silken Bola off, you're gonna get magic damage on top of it. It's just way too much to contend with. The DK's armor doesn't help you out in that case, and you don't have the splash attack coming out yet, so it's just harder to contend. Look at Albino Zebra.
Yep. You show yourself to the Brood Mama. She's gonna come get ya. That'll be another. T1 tower gone. Meanwhile, Speed, bottom lane, does at least get a solo kill into Zor. So you do have good things happening across the map, but with that mid-tier 1 dropping this quick, and look at Red! Again! Breathe fire out, but it's too late, he's gone! Spiderlings will keep chasing him down. Flash, he'll show up, he has the spawn Spiderlings. That'll be enough. Oh boy. At this point, you've got to start asking if E-Boys, they've got to make the rotations into this mid lane. They've got to try and sort out this Broodmother.
Yeah, it looks like their solution to the Brood is try to ignore it. It's just giving a lot of farm to Yellow Flash. The Orchid is pretty much flying out, so if he does find a target, it's going to be a lot easier to run them down now on that Brood. And this is the point where Yellow Flash is going to start making some space and speed. Well, he finds a support kill, but it doesn't really compensate for the map control you've lost. The Jug is still finding some stable farm ahead of our PA by 800. So you're going to meet that faster Battle Fury timing. But for the Jug, the faster Battle Fury just means that you're going to rush into the MKB a bit quicker, but it's not. It doesn't feel like a major power spike. It's just a farming spike for a jug, whereas for a PA, it's a lot of damage that really plays nicely with the coup de grace.
Speed, gonna spin on the Spiderlings. You've got that Orchid up, so Yellow Flash is gonna turn around onto the Jug now and trying to go after it, but here come the TPs. They want to try and kill off this Brood. All 5 heroes are in fact coming in to try and get Yellow Flash, but he's gonna run his way out, and it seems like they can't lock him down. They'll smoke up, they'll keep the chase, but Justice is around now to try and help. Flash, it doesn't look like he needs the help though. Hook shot gonna be there, it's gonna be blocked off. Double A still trying to go for the cogs, but now the Stampede out. And that's gonna allow both of them to remove themselves. So 5-man rotation into the mid lane leads to nothing. They're gonna try and go after the mid tier 1 tower instead, and they might be able to get it. But in the meantime, they're gonna lose their clockwork, it looks like, as Double A does drop, and Yellow Flash here is just taking them out one by one. Saw now to move in. They are still going after that mid-tier 1 tower. Move stomp out. They'll catch one, but now the Soulbind's there to lock both of them down into a nice impale. That'll be Albino Zebra dying. They do get Speed's courier to boot. Saw drops, but they'll kill off Red on the DK, and they're going for more now. They want the big one in the Jug. Speed, he has the Omni, but he can't really commit it like this. It'll be a triple kill out for Yellow Flash. While Giant, he does get a double kill himself, but it's nowhere near his worth.
It's really not. Like, you drop your big chorus, your Jug that was farming really well, it's now only 100 gold ahead of Tay. So whatever advantage you could have had by a quicker Battle Fury is nullified. And you just can't handle the Brood. It goes back to all the control you have. None of it is reliable stuns. And Koyaanisqatsi just... And you have to deal with Koyaanisqatsi on all chat. Like, you surely at this point just mute the guy, because he's probably just spewing some nonsense like some, you know, like some of those future preachers in the street corner there. But it's working.
Mid lane, they're going onto the DK, the silence out, he might just die. Red is going to be chased down, and yeah, the Spiderlings, they just do all the work. Onto the Snapfire, they will get another. Yellow Flash is just way too far ahead. Onto the Viper now, Giant, he's going to try and run away, but he is completely surrounded. The Hoof Stomp out, they will get a third. Onto Double A now, why not make it an Ultra kill, John? Why the hell not? Give him an Ultra.
Oh boy.
He's at 11-0-1. We're 13 minutes into the game.
It's reminiscent of game 1. We saw him dominate for the Quap, only dying once, not dying yet in this Brood. They're taking control of the entire map. There's not much room here for Speed to farm up, and they even found a stack. So Zora's getting started on those Ancients. That is something that you really want to give out to Speed, but without the Battle Fury up, they can't even clear it out themselves yet. So felt just having all the tools on hand, they're hitting these really big power spikes. Tay, Battle Fury just a few hundred gold away, and Red cannot stand there. Yeah, I mean, Red's standing by that tier 2 tower. Yellow Flash is haunting this guy. He will not let him farm a creep.
Oh, so beautiful.
In fact, Yellow Flash is now 5.5k ahead of the DK. As mid lane, they found Giant. Orchid out, they might just have enough damage. Hookshot in though, Double A is going to try and turn, but there's just not enough lockdown. Maybe now with the Omni Slash, but the Stampede is there, and it will just bounce into the Soulbind now. Yellow Flash, he kills off Giant anyway. With the Spiderlings, and they will turn with a double Silken Ball around. There goes your Clockwork, up to Speed. He will try and run, but Yellow Flash, is he done? He's getting quite low in terms of HP. That'll be enough for him to back out. But he still finds 2 kills for his team. And the side of Eboys find nothing.
Yeah, and you're really glad now on Felt. You stall out long enough for your PA to have Battle Fury. Your PA is now number 2 in net worth, overtaking the Jug, overtaking the Viper, overtaking DK. So despite that slower start for Tay, it's just compensated. The space was made by Yellow Flash. The recovery farms there. The scaling begins for Felt. Not like
Red,
it feels like they need it.
Just run, Red. Don't stand there, sir. In fact, he ignores Red. He knows they're in the backlines waiting. It's a bit of a bait play, and there's the old Warcraft 3 surround, John. With the Spiderlings, just lock him down. Red, very brave on this Dragon Knight. What's that old Marauder quote, John? Brave but stupid.
There they go.
There goes Red. He's gone. Albino Zebra is probably going to die as well, and
That's one way to cash in.
Jeez.
Well, hard.
You know, Mike, this is how
15-0-2.
your router must feel. This is how
Yeah.
your router feels. It's just run down. You can't do anything. That's it. It's just atrocious living conditions here for Eboys as their entire jungle's webbed up. They have no spider exterminators around. They can't do anything. Speed, he's just trying to farm it every single time he steps out.
Yeah, nice hook shot there from Double A, but here comes the Spider. Soulbind there, Inkswell is out as well. Yellow Flash not going to be able to get the stun off. He'll actually go for a run because he lost all his Spiderlings. They all end up dying somehow. That'll be enough. He needs to go create the army again. Mind you, that was only a Grimstroke kill they got for all that trouble on E-Boys.
Yeah,
It's really not
it's
that
not
big
the
of a deal.
biggest. Nah, they hold on to the Omni. It's going to be back up soon. It's the Battle Fury from Speed. You can clear out these creeps quite nicely, although Giant...
Justice will take it. A bit of a tap. Tay's been farming this whole time as well. Battle Fury up, 2k in the bank account, and while that's happening, mid lane, Speed's gone. Double A, he's gonna try and run. And I say try, John, because there's really no running. He's gone.
Double kill.
That's it. You show your face to the Brood. Once the army's up, you're dead. You get controlled up. You really need a Manta here to
He's
really
had a
hold
kill
out
per
on
minute.
Speed.
He's had 1 kill per minute so far, Yellow Flash.
Yeah, he's about what is it? 17 out of 24. Is that close to 90%? I want to say 90. To be safe, I'll say 80 because I can't do quick maths. 80% of the kills on board are from 70%. 70% of the kills are coming from Yellow Flash alone. So he's really made his Brood Mother work, and it's in stark contrast to Game 1 where the Brood from Giant looked good initially, didn't hit that Ags timing we're seeing out now, and just kind of tapered off, whereas for Yellow Flash, it's just impactful still. He's only worried about the Jug with Battle Fury cleaving through his Spiderlings. Beyond that, he's getting everything done for his team. He's stalling out for his PA to farm up. Desolator for Tay is
Hey.
about 900 gold away, and oh,
Everybody wants to farm the mid lane. I just don't know why at this point. They're going to hunt down Yellow Flash though. A big smoke up, Red. He's going to have his smoke broken. Giant as well. Yellow Flash, he'll see them and he just starts charging him immediately. They will stun him up with the kisses out, but a nice impale there from Justice, and now the blow up. They are still trying. They are trying to kill off this Broodmother. You know, John, I don't like to usually say call it, but there you go. It's... There's just no way. There is no way to come back from this game.
no.
Legend interrupted.
No, definitely not. And E-Boys, well, they got run down. Felt just playing on top. Koyaanisqatsi giving the I love you. Just the double whammy there. And, well, Felt, they finally find their first series win. So, feeling good for them. They have a bit of a shot at maybe avoiding relegation. That relies on two things, right? With that win, they're 1-5. Win and Rain is 1-5 as well. And because of that loss, E-Boys are now 2-5. So if Felt wins their next series, right? If they somehow manage to beat Win and Rain, they suddenly get pumped up for a tiebreaker, I believe, with Electronic Boys. Same thing for Win and Rain. So there's definitely going to be a very tenuous spot there for that last lower slot where you will get relegated out, which means there should at least be one tiebreaker. But Felt are staying in it. So they're only like one series off from trying to climb up there, and we'll see if they can do it. But really outstanding performance from them. Like, you saw Koyaanisqatsi from the lobby into the first game, into the second game. He said he needed to unleash himself. I didn't know it was him literally turning his life out of order to get the power out, but it's working for his team. And Yellow Flash just playing spectacularly well for his stand-in. Just, it doesn't feel like he's won at all. He just blends in with the team and does the job done.
He was great. In fact, his combined kill score, the first game he had 17 kills. The second game he has 18. So in 2 games, he's gotten 35 kills for the side of Team Felt, which is pretty darn incredible in terms of kills. We'll find out who we're going to have for an interview coming up very shortly, I'm sure.
Yeah,
We are just
I have
getting
word
some...
that we should get someone in.
Okay.
I'm not sure who it is. Oh, Koya Niskatsu's actually coming on. Oh no.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
we may as well. He seems to be in a very talkative mood. I want to speak to Koya Niskatsu. Let's see what he has to say, shall we? He's not here yet,
just
though.
as,
So
as soon
kinda
as he
stuck
jumps
waiting.
on, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's still hyped up, probably still all chatting in the post game or something. I don't know what to get that guy. But I'm keen to ask him a few questions. I'm keen to ask him about some movie questions because he's a very cultured guy.
Yeah.
That or he just found the name nice. I don't know. But I love that you channeled your inner Matino 12 there, Mike. To call it. Love that. Shout out to Matino if he's ever watching. I don't think he is, but props to him for the very calm call it's every single time in the OEDL.
Absolutely.
Love to see it in chat.
Absolutely. Apart from that, though, John, so there is a potential for tiebreakers, I suppose, later on as the Season 2 lower division does come to an end. So that'll be pretty interesting, and I know you kind of already went through it, but it is nice to know that pretty much no team right now is securing the bottom 2 spots yet. So every game kind of just counts up until the end of Season 2, and there aren't many series left. I mean, after this, there's only 4 series to go between multiple different teams, so it should be very interesting to see how it does pan out and who is going to be relegated out of the division and who's going to be safe. And of course, who's going to go up to the upper division? Really, that hasn't been locked in either. Right now, D2 Hustlers still all the way at the top, currently being undefeated in terms of series, but apparently they're not even safe, John. They could still be kind of kicked out of that upper division spot if they're not too careful.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things could happen. Say D2 Hustlers loses against DogChamp and Arkosh wins against DogChamp. That means Arkosh moves up, and then you could maybe tie in for the next slot as well. There could be a tie for the first and second. So it's a really tight situation right now for NA, and it's just ridiculous to think that the DPC is nearing its end. However, Mike, good news. Koya Niskatsu is in the waiting room right now, so we get to hear whatever the hell's on his mind.
Let me drag him in and we'll have a chat, John. One moment. Hello, Koya Niskatsu. Can you hear us, sir?
Yeah.
Welcome. Congratulations on your victory. It's a pleasure to finally speak to you. I'd like to ask you straight away, how are you feeling after your victory today?
We're all pretty happy. I think that's our first win. Well,
Yep.
first series win. Yeah, that's depressing.
Well, not really depressing. I mean, you did win, so I suppose it's a happy time now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's happy. I just meant like in general or something,
Yeah, I get you. Koya Niskatsu,
Fair enough.
can I ask you about the all chat today? You seem to be in a very different mood to what we're used to. What prompted you to be so chatty today, sir?
That wasn't me controlling my keyboard.
Is that right?
I gave it to my little brother. Yeah.
Was it really? Fair enough.
Yeah, everyone was so depressed and emo from losing, so I was trying to raise the spirits by just being ultra retarded, and I guess we won.
Fair enough. All right, I guess it did work, John. Questions, please.
What was going through, the team comp? What was it like when you guys saw the Broodmother in game 1? Were you trying to send a message after that because you guys picked up the Brood in game 2? Where you're like, they lost with the Brood, let's show them how to play it. Was that the mindset there? Nah.
All that happened in the draft was we got to last pick, and then Flash was picking his hero, and he and Solji were screaming at each other in Russian, and there was a lot of laughing and giggling, and then we just wound up with a Broodmother on our team. I mean, they asked first, but it was some real schizophrenic stuff going on. I mean, that's normally how our team comms are. Everyone's just yelling random shit, and I'm singing lyrics or something. I don't know. Are you guys able to put an image up on the screen?
If you like. What would you
Sure.
like, sir?
Who should I send it to? Send it to?
Send it to
Send
me.
it to. Yeah.
Wait,
send it
who's
to
me?
Mike.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, check that
As
one
long
out.
as it's appropriate.
That's a good one. Yeah, it's appropriate. It's of Solji. Tay.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's a good one.
All right, I'll get the image up while we're talking to you. One moment, sir. John, you keep talking to Koya Niskatsu while I sort this out for him.
Yeah, I'm curious, Koya Niskatsu. We had a bit of chat about your name before. Why do you pick Koya Niskatsu as your display name? Is it because you watched the film? Did you enjoy the film? Did you just think it sounded cool looking at the wiki or something? What's the
Yeah,
story?
I was gonna change it. Um, hold on. I was gonna change it to something, but then they said I couldn't.
So you're just stuck with it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's okay. I like it. I like the film a lot. That's what it was inspired by.
There you
It
go.
means life out of balance and Hopi. It's a very
Yep,
good film. The
it
Katsi
is.
trilogy.
Oh yes, it really is. And you definitely showed some of that imbalance today in with the all chat. I've got to say, definitely
Yeah.
fitting the name there. I've got to ask about game one as well. What was the initial all chat about? It looked like you had the question mark coming through. You had an all chat Lamau. What was going on in that lane?
Oh, it's because I denied the ward. So I was, throwing some shit talk or whatever. I mean, I'm friends with the other team. They're all really cool guys, so no disrespect or anything. So, it's friendly stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I
Put them
have
on
got the
tilt or
picture.
something. I don't know.
I've got the picture for you, Koyonascatsi. I'll move it over to the stream now. Do you want to explain to the viewers what's happening here?
Yeah, that's your typical Solji play. That's why I try to keep him on the easy heroes, stuff that his monkey brain can understand. Like, look at that. It's like he misunderstood the concept of the spell. I don't understand.
Oh,
There you have it.
goodness me.
That was a pretty unfortunate moment. What can you do, I suppose?
Even click BKB. It's so unreal. What's gonna happen?
Oh. I don't think John actually has the photo. I'll send it over to you, John, just so you're not left out.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see.
Apart
The memes.
Apart from that, though, is that with Yellow Flash joining the team? I mean, you guys look pretty darn good with him in the team today. Do you think he's going to be joining you guys in the future for your next series, or?
I think so. That's the plan.
Right.
He's Soldier's friend, and we needed someone to pop in. So Soldier was like, "Yeah, I know a guy. Some like shady Russian shit. I don't know what happened." And then Flash popped up. So that's how that happened.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Last thing, do you have anything to say to your fans while you're here, sir?
Dude, who the fuck would be a fan of like the team that's 0 and whatever? That's
come on
insane.
now. Come on, dude. I've been seeing
Dude.
people in Twitch chat
Huh?
today. They've been very
Yeah,
supportive.
felt up. Everyone keeps yelling, "Get felt up."
I feel like that's such a weird saying too. That's like denoting like molesting someone. Like felt up. That's so psychotic. Why would people type that? I don't even understand the team name. How did felt come about? Everything just doesn't make sense.
I have to stop
That thing
asking
makes sense,
people
my friend.
that fan question. This is the second time in a row where I'm just not getting anything out of the player I'm asking.
Oh, sorry. I mean, what do you want to know? Sorry. How do I answer these questions that like makes you guys happy or something?
No,
Well, I mean,
that's great. I love it.
That
Mike
was a
does it,
great
I love it.
answer. Last week, Sabo told the Twitch chat and the fans to F off, so I was hoping you weren't going to go down the same route. But there you go. Shout out to the
Yeah,
fans.
they were begging me not to say anything too horrendous, but then they were also pleading with me to come do the interview thing. So I'm trying to really hold back and not be my normal personality thing on this.
No, you can be your normal
I think we'd
self.
get banned.
You could be yourself, yeah.
Well, don't.
Well, we get kicked out.
Right. Okay. Well, then don't be yourself.
That's not good.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
don't
there we go.
don't be kicked out. That's okay. Fair enough. With that, I think I'll let you go, Koyonascatsi. Thank you very much for your time, sir, and I wish you the best of luck in your next series.
Sure thing. We're gonna destroy the shit out of them.
I hope so.
So if you guys are like betting money, go ahead and bet. We're not gonna throw. Promise. I don't have money riding on the other team.
Thank you for that. Have a good day, sir.
Later.
Oh, catch you.
As Koyonascatsi joining us for an interview there. Very what's the word I'm looking for, Johnny? He's a very lively man, isn't he?
Oh yeah, very energetic. You heard him. Koyonascatsi means life out of balance. Something's kind of imbalanced there right now, but he's feeling it. He's confident. I love to see it. I love the guy. He has a great name. I was always raving from the start of the season that this guy has good taste in movies, and well, he's as insane as I'd imagine anyone who could sit through all 3 movies. He's watched all 3. I've only watched one, let me tell you, and that was a bit of a challenge in and of itself. If anyone's watched all 3, they can tell you. Anyone who sits through those 3 films, the Katsi films, have something wrong. So props to Koya Niskatsi for stepping up, bringing out himself in his games. And I was so disappointed that the only all chat we'd see was from Arkosh. The fact that Koya Niskatsi's channeling that by himself to himself is really nice to see, and it's working out for Felt.
I agree with you there, John. I think it is important to kind of get your personality out there no matter who you are, and it's good to learn about the players. I feel like Season 1 was a bit slow in that sense, that we weren't seeing that much personality out of these players, especially in the lower division. But as Season 2's progressed, we have seen a lot more, and it's definitely very good to see. Very refreshing. With that though, John, that is going to be it for today. There is no more NA Dota on for now. I believe there will be some on tomorrow, if I'm not incorrect in saying so. But for today, that is it. So with that, we're going to head off. It is MLP Dota and JohnXFire. We'll see you all again next time for some more great NA Dota. See you then.